What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Unison Square Garden. Yes, indeed, how about that? Unison Square Garden making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from SCL, and SCL wanted to see me react to this song by Unison Square Garden called Sugar Song and Bitter Steps. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Unison SG Official, that's probably their official YouTube page, and the video has 58.4 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Unison Square Garden. No idea what that says. Live music video. Doesn't say official, so hopefully we'll be all right. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
ベンチみたいな競争にも慣れたこんな日常平和と見間違うランボリンコースター揺さぶられながら見失えないものはなんだ夜探しの彼に飲まれた心までがまるでエトセトラ大嫌い大好きちゃんとしちゃべられた人形とさして変わらないしああ良い道を行く人だけに嬉しそうだったり寂しそうだったり本当はそこが無線符を飛び回り歌とリズムになるなのでどうしだせ皆さん飛び出して甘くて苦くて目が回りそうです7世を目指してパーティーを続けよう世界中を驚かせてしまう夜になる式のせいにもバレた僕らの音楽は文房具になり下げはれこっちを向いてよ背を向けないでよそれは正義のみならないけどああ祭りがや死のその後で高ぶったままの人泣き出してしまうと多分してもでも言葉にしようものなら季節が極まれに最高だって知らず知念捨てびた捨て知れない理由をそこに映し出せ押したったって細け明日はチャンピオンもうないでいようのラブでも私たち
Okay. Let me... So many things I want to say. Do I want to say them all now? Or do I want to hold off and wait for the review? I think it'd probably be smarter to just hold off on everything and just save it all for the review. All I'm going to say right now is this. It's not really my cup of tea. Okay, it's really not. It's very poppy sounding. But having said that, they're not doing anything wrong from a songwriting standpoint, from an execution standpoint, from an arrangement standpoint. Everything they're playing makes sense. Everything they're playing sounds good. Okay, for a pop style song, I'm not finding any faults with it. I'm really not. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'll save everything else for the review later on. Let's get back into this. And actually, we'll finish this up and we'll get to the review. Oh, that whammy pedal.
Someday 競争が息を潜めても Someday ゼロに意味がなくなっても Peace in the step 鳴らし続けることだけが僕たちも僕たち楽しめる証明になる QED 今まで通り知らず皆さんで満たして生きてく理由はそこに映し出せ北極とはここへその距離が誇らしい世界中を驚かせ続けよう今まで通り知らず皆さんで満たすと甘くて苦くて目が回るそれさ何せを目指してパーティーを続けよう世界中を驚かせてしまう夜にない I feel 徐々連載になってリフレクショングザ一秒去って一年去ってまだ行こう One flow 一年去ってまだ行こう La 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 We got happiness Boys and the movies
There you go. Oh, man, I got a lot to talk about. I really do. I'm going to do my best to take everything that I want to discuss and compress it down as much as I can, hopefully under 10 minutes. But I'm going to be honest with you folks, I don't know if that's going to be possible. There's a lot to discuss. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review. You might want to get yourself a snack and something to drink because we might be here for a while. And we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Unison Square Garden with Sugar Song and Bitter Steps. This was a request from SCL. Okay. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to keep this review under 10 minutes. But, folks, number one, I don't have a good feeling about it. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to do my best, but if I'm just being straight with y'all, my expectations of that actually happening are really low. That's number one. Number two, well, actually, there is no number two. That's it. That's all there is, just number one. So let's get into this. Like I said, folks, get comfortable because we may be here for a while. Starting off with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1. What does that mean? Well, An 8.1 would translate to a great skill rating. So believe it or not, despite my own personal feelings, this was a great presentation overall. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.1, great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. As the song goes, the songwriting, really good. The songwriting was really well done. Chordal progressions all made sense. They flowed well, very pleasing to the ear. Melodic lines, lead melodic lines, whether they're being covered by vocals or by instrumentation, sounded really nice. Counter melodic lines as well, being done mostly by instrumentation, mostly by the bass player. And then harmonic lines being done within the vocals. Again, all very pleasing to the ear. Everything flowed well. Everything meshed together really well. Everything made sense. The drumming was tight, man. It was super, super tight. Some really nice fill work and transition work to boot. Great utilization of the snare for a lot of isolated rhythmic patterns. Like instead of going to toms, he would do like a tom fill, but he did it all on the snare and accenting it through the use of dynamics. So, you know, he would put a little more of an attack on, you know, stuff like that. Just really, you know, having that bass line, but then really getting those accents in there. Whether it be through just pure dynamics or even switching to how he would hit the snare. Whether it be with a rim shot or, you know, with a flam or whatever the case may be, he would really utilize that snare and get the most out of it that he possibly could. I mean, he did use the toms, yeah, sure, absolutely. He used the cymbals too, but I was really more impressed with his snare work than I was anything else he did. The guitar playing, clean. I mean, it was super clean. You know, mainly relying on chords, on rhythmic chord strumming, but he had a couple of lead lines in there too, which were really nice. I mean, everything sounded really good across the board from that standpoint. But if I'm being honest, bass player stole the show. He absolutely did. In more ways than one. I mean, what he was playing was intricate, really moving around the neck a lot, but staying down in the lower register for the most part. So he was moving around the neck. Yeah, absolutely he was. On the bottom strings, on the E and the A strings mostly. I mean, he would get up on the D string too a little bit, but he didn't really go up into the upper registers a whole lot. He really kind of kept it on the bottom end, which I'm really glad to see, because if he had done all that stuff on the upper register and up on the neck and hanging out mostly, you know, on the 12th fret and above on the D and G string, the bottom end would have been completely lost. And man, you want to see me throw a fit, boy. I can't stand it when bass players do that. You gotta respect the bottom end. You're the bass player. You know, you're supposed, that's your job. Well, okay, keeping the tempo is your primary job. Secondary job is filling out the bottom end, you know? So when I don't see bass players doing that, it's really irritating. It really is. But I mean, he was doing a great job doing both, filling out the bottom end while at the same time moving around the bass and forming a lot of counter melodic lines. Overall, I would give the song on its own like about a 7.7, 7.8, somewhere in there. I think the song on its own is really good. So why am I giving this an 8.1? I have said this time and time again on the channel. I've literally lost count. I know we're at least in the hundreds. I suspect we're in the thousands by now. We've got to be. So I've literally said this thousands of times, folks. So if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say. So take a deep breath and say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. In this case, it helped. One guy did this all. That bass player was putting in work. Now, I'm not just talking about him playing. He really was a ball of fire up there, and you could see it too, man. He was just soaked with sweat. He was going non-stop for I would say a good 90% of the song. The only time he ever stood still is when he had to come in front of a mic and do the backing vocals. And even then, he's still like practically running in place. He was putting out all of the stage energy, all of it. On top, you know what? Let's just go down the checklist. Let's see how many boxes they checked off here. Stage presence, get checked. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know he was wearing a t-shirt. I know he didn't really look like a performer, but the lead vocalist did. He was wearing a suit. He was wearing a button-up shirt and a tie, so he looked like a performer. He made up for what the bass player was wearing. But stage presence was there nonetheless. Okay, here we go. Stage energy. Are you kidding me? Tons of stage energy. All because of the bass player, honestly. The guitar player really was kind of a slave to the mic because he never really went more than like 10 or 15 seconds without singing, so he kind of had to be there the whole time. But the bass player was making up for it, boy. He was putting in that work. Good on him. And the fact that he's still able to play what he was playing while literally running around and dancing around on the stage just speaks volumes to his talent and his ability. How many other bass players can do that? Not many. So there's that. Stage energy check. Stage interaction. Did I see any? No, now that I think about it, I didn't see any stage interaction. But that's okay. That's all right. That's not the most important one. Crowd interaction. That's the most important one. Did we see any? I saw a couple of times where the bass player did interact with the crowd. So yes, crowd interaction did get covered. That's the big one. Showmanship. Again, are you kidding? The bass player stole the show right out from under the lead vocalist. I'm sorry, lead vocalist, but just could not take my eyes off the bass player because he was constantly in motion, doing everything he could to put on a good visual show. So yeah, showmanship, definitely a big check. Production, not really, but like I've always said, when it comes to production, unless you're a production-based band, then production's just kind of bonus points. You know, if you have pyro, if you have cryo, if you have, squibs and flash bots, stuff like that. I mean, it's cool, it's nice, but it's not needed unless you're a production-based band. Now, if you're one of those bands who relies on production to take care of your stage show because you're just going to stand around like a bunch of trees, well, then your production better be on point. But I don't think these guys are a production-based band. I very seriously doubt it. No, their live show definitely brought their score up without question. Like I said, the song, 7.7, that sounds about right. 7.7, 7.8, somewhere in there. All the way to an 8.1. Yep, I absolutely agree without question. So yeah, an 8.1. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow before I say anything else and take this over 10 minutes. We have an 8.1, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I've spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.